Ladies and gentlemen and ladies, whew. Welcome to OilersFanReaction Post Game edition of the Pittsburgh Penguins hosting the Edmonton Oilers. Penguins 5, Oilers 3. Never thought I'd have this as a saying, but this will be the title of the video. You cannot win a game. You cannot win a game in the first period. But you could sure as hell lose the game in the first period. Just ask the Edmonton Oilers last night, because that's where they lost it. They had one bad period. A full period. Not just good spurts, bad spurts of 20 minutes. No, 20 minutes straight of get the fuck off the ice. What the hell are you doing? Did you not get the memo? Did you not get the invitation? Puck drop at 5:05. Be there on time. No, not the Oilers. 5:45. We show up. Too little, too late. Now, I'm also going to talk about an interesting situation that I watched the Got Your Back podcast with Jason Strudwick, Ryan Rashog, and Rob Brown. Jason Strudwick, I don't agree with a lot of stuff he says, but I agreed with what he said. What did he say, Matt? What do you say? Well, we'll get into that later. Also, the Skinner hate really has to stop after he gets one bad game. Honestly. And I'm not going to say he had one bad game. He had one bad goal. That Hayes goal, absolutely. Stay short side. You've got a big body. You probably would have blocked that into the corner. But your team in front of you, for the first period, that team that the Oilers looked like, the imposters that they were for the first period, they got to be fucking better. Anywhoosies, let's get into the game that was Oilers-Pittsburgh. Yes, the final score was 5-3 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Absolutely. The final shot total was 43-26 for the Oilers. Let me rephrase, let me repeat. The Oilers outshot the Pittsburgh Penguins in the end, 43-26. That is the end total. That's not the total of what I'm going to talk about. Crosby has a goal, 2 assists. McDavid has 3 assists. Yeah, they're a wash. Kind of, sort of. The reason why I'm saying that the shot totals is kind of askew and why I'm really mad, the first period, the shots were 13-7 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. At the end of the first period, the score was 4-1 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Second period, the shots were 21-6. Second period, Oilers scored 2 goals. Unfortunately for the Oilers, they forgot how to guard one of the greatest players in the world. 87 backdoor 1T goal. Let's blame that on Stuart Skinner, shall we? Hey, Stuart Skinner, why are you not anticipating a backdoor shot on the PK? Yeah, because that's his fault. Anywhoosies, there was no scoring in the third period. 15-7 shots in the third period. In total, 43-26. Face-off dot, 55 for the Oilers, 44 for the Penguins. But if you go back and watch the first period, the face-offs were 75 in favor of Pittsburgh, 25 in favor of the Oilers. They were getting mollywopped in all aspects of that first period, the Oilers were. Hits were 16-16 apiece. Imagine that. You don't have the puck, you can hit a body. Who would have thought those rules existed? That is why the Oilers hit more in the first period. They didn't have the fucking thing, so they were hitting. They had controlled the play and controlled the puck for the second and third periods, so they didn't do much hitting. Imagine that. Block shots again, 24 for Pittsburgh, 13 for the Oilers. That needs to be cleaned up. Giveaways again, the fucking double-digit giveaways. 14 for the Oilers, 9 for Pittsburgh. And those 14 are going on the head of Draisaitl, the head of McDavid, and a little bit on Bush, but that's not really the problem here. When your forwards can't help you out in the defensive zone in that first period, you're going to get scored on. When you can't get the puck out of your own zone, you're getting in your own way, you're going to get scored on. So please, For the love of God, Edmonton, let's make this the one-off. Let's not make this the rule. Let's make this the exception. This cannot be the norm. We have Chicago on Saturday, hockey night in Canada, game 1. We're in Chicago. Please, show up on time. Just show up at 5:05. Why is it so hard for this team to show up on time? You can't show up for the start of the periods most times in October and November. You can't show up for the first month of the season. Might as well just say the season starts December 1st. But I digress. That's the past. Anyways, the series was tied 1-1. If you don't remember, now you're going to know. October 25th, the Pittsburgh Penguins came into Edmonton and got beat the hell out of town 4-0. Now, why does that matter? Well, the goalie of record that game for Pittsburgh was the goalie of record for this game for Pittsburgh. Alexander, I'm trying not to butcher his name, Nedeljkovic. I can't say his name. Sorry, guys. I know I suck. I'm going to call him Nettle. So, Alex Nettle got whooped on in Edmonton. Did you honestly think this guy was going to get whooped on again? Did you honestly think this guy was going to get whooped on again? I don't fucking think so. He wasn't going to allow the Oilers to do what they did to him in Edmonton. No. So him being a professional goalie stood the door, stopped the Oilers in the second and third period from getting it any closer. Sure, a few breaks here or there. It is what it is. So let's get into it. Raquel starts the goal scoring at 3:19 of the first period. What a friggin' joke that was. And then at 7:22 of the first period, Rust gets going on the action. 2-0. And then Hayes gets going in the action at 9:46. 3-0. So we're not even 10 minutes into the first period, and we're down 3 bagel. Does Knobloch call a timeout? No, because it's a smart coach. He doesn't call the timeout because he's got the TV timeout. So why waste the timeout now when in about 30 seconds to a minute I'm going to get a TV timeout? I'm going to be able to talk to my troops. I'm going to be able to yell at my guys. I'm going to light a fire under their ass that they haven't had lit under in the last month and a half. Not fucking good enough. Of course, after the TV timeout, what happens? He loads up Draisaitl, Hyman, McDavid, and they score. It's 3-1. We're thinking, all right, this game's not over. They got a chance. Draisaitl his 30th of the year. And then a minute and a half after that, O'Connor gets a goal. And I think that's the goal that he should have. I think that's the goal that Skinner should have had, not the Hayes goal. It doesn't matter. One of them he should have had. Why did that goal happen? Because the Oilers couldn't get out of their own fucking zone. They were hemmed in. Now, albeit a linesman for the 5th time in the game can't get the puck out of the way. Honestly, if you're an NHL official, you should not be hit by a puck. Never be hit by a puck. Unless it's aimed right at your freaking chest, move the hell out of the way. I think there's too many officials on the ice. We need to go back to 3 officials. I'm not saying go back to 1 ref and 2 linesmen. I'm saying go back to 3 officials, where all officials can call timeout, call offsides. All the officials can drop the puck. All the officials can call icings, and most and fucking importantly, all 3 officials on the ice can call a penalty. So if you see something happen and you're the linesman right now, you can't call it because you're a linesman. You can't call penalties. The best thing you can fucking do is during that little interchange of the puck and the referees, you kind of stand there and say, hey, you missed one, ref. Keep your eye out for it next time. And what does that ref do? The ref's got his eye peeled for that guy, and every time he sneezes, he could give him a penalty for it. How's about we just have 3 officials on the ice, All three can call penalties, so it doesn't matter what ref saw it. If it's Mick fucking Magoo, Mick Jagger, or Mick Foley, that ref official can throw his hand up, call a penalty, and make the call. None of this, well, two guys can call penalties, but two guys can't. Me, as an NHL player, if I know two guys can call a penalty and two guys can't, I'm going to do some shady shit in front of the two guys that can't. What are they going to do? Tell the referee after? Come warn me and talk to me after? Okay, job done. I got my little stick in the hook. I got my little slash in. I got my little two-hand chop in. My job's done. Any hoosies, Skinner wasn't great. I will preface that. Oh, hi, green screen. Skinner wasn't good. I will give you that. I will concede that. Skinner was not good. Now, in saying that Skinner wasn't good, he wasn't bad either. He let 5 goals in on 26 shots. Yes, it's above 900, but why do we fucking care about 900? Since when was that the benchmark for goalies, 900? Because some nerd sitting in the Department of Analytics said so? Alright, cool. Anyways, let's get into Discord and Lubo's awesome stats. I haven't seen these yet, guys. I'm looking at them for the first time like you guys are. Hey, we're learning. And then we'll get to the out-of-town scoreboard because that's key too. Oh, here's Lubo's stats. This should be interesting. Top 3 players for the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl, 27-20 on ice, 22.75, .832 production. Connor McDavid, 26.55 on ice, 17.50, 6.50. And Evan Bouchard, 26 minutes time on ice, 8.75, 8.32, .325. 11 shots, but 3 giveaways really hurt overall production. Bouchard shooting. That's another thing I'm going to talk about in this video. That's another thing that Got Your Back podcast said was Bouchard shooting. Again, guys, I get it. I get that some people think that Bouchard is the be-all, end-all, amazing mother, you know what, he's going to be a great defenseman. I don't think he's worth more than 6. To me, he's not worth more than 6. And maybe that's just something I have to square away with and understand that maybe he's an offensive defenseman and he's worth more than 6. He's worth 8, 9, 10. But to me, he's not worth more than 6. Anywho's, let's get to the out-of-town scoreboard because there was a score that was very interessante for us Oiler fans. Yes, there was. Whoo, boy howdy. Excuse me, as I choke on some water, apparently. Out-of-town scoreboards for Thursday, January 9th. There was 10 games on the schedule. The Buffalo Sabres shut out the Ottawa Senators 4-0. The Tampa Bay Lightning beat up on the Bruins 4-1. The Devils lose to the Rangers in overtime 3-2. The Dallas Stars continue to win against teams that don't have playoff aspirations 4-1 final over Philadelphia. Pittsburgh beats the Oilers 5-3. The Blue Jackets beat the Kraken 6-2. The Hurricanes double up on the Maple Leafs 6-3. The Blues beat down the Ducks 6-2. Colorado Avalanche beat the Wild 6-1. And the New York Islanders blank the Vegas Golden Knights 4-0. Now, why are we complaining about losing to Pittsburgh 5-3 when the Islanders are worse than Pittsburgh and the Knights are better than us? And the Knights got whooped on. 4-0. Man, that sucks to suck. Anyways, let's check out the overall standings now. Vegas is still in first place in the West with 41 games played, 59 points. Winnipeg is right behind them with 58. Minnesota is right behind them with 56. Dallas has skyrocketed up those standings with 40 games played but 53 points. Edmonton drops a spot, 41 games played, 53 points. Colorado jumps up in the standings, 43 games played and 53 points. LA has 38 games played. They've been off for a while, obviously for reasons that we all understand. T's and P's out to LA for the Fires. 38 games played, 51 points. Vancouver holds 8th spot down with 46 points and 40 games played. Calgary bringing up that 9th spot with 40 games played, 45 points. Now, I'm going to play a little song for you guys, a little ditty called Man, It Sucks to Suck. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll be back. Have fun. Bye for now.
I can be fine and totally fine, make so much progress the very first time, and then completely fuck everything up. The only answers are I'm an idiot or I don't understand how I can be fine and totally fine, make so much progress the very first time, and then completely fuck everything up. The only answers are I'm an idiot or I don't understand how I can be fine and totally fine, make so much progress the very first time, and then completely fuck everything up. The only answers are I'm an idiot.
Now, like I said, the Got Your Back podcast, very interesting story to tell. And I'm going to agree with what Strudwick said. I also understand where Rob Brown was coming from. If you haven't watched the podcast, go check them out on YouTube. They're a great group of guys. Strudwick said Knobloch, for all intents and purposes, fucked up last night. The Oilers were never going to come back from that. In Strudwick's eyes, the Oilers were never going to come back from being down 4-1 after 1. So putting all the horses together was a bad move. And Strudwick is absolutely entitled to his opinion and absolutely right about saying this. Why is it that when the Oilers are losing by 2 or more, we throw the big guys together? We throw Hyman together, we throw Hopkins, we throw McDavid and Draisaitl together. I get those are your 3 guys, those are your 3 horses, those are the guys that are going to bring you through the fight. But how about once in a while we don't do that? What if we roll lines? We roll 4 lines. We put those 3 together. Abso-fucking-lutely. We put those 3 together, but we roll the second line with Hopkins on it and Podkolzin and Kapanen. And then we roll the third line with Henrique, Skinner, and Brown. And then we roll the fourth line with Perry, Janmark, and take your pick at center. We roll that. Or we take out one of the players and have McDavid on the fourth line and Draisaitl fourth line center. And we roll 1, 2, 3, 4 with McDavid and Draisaitl as center, switching every other time. Maybe if you rolled lines, you could get the confidence in that bottom 6 to be like, hey, we're losing, but in order for us to win this game, we're all in this fight together. Instead of, oh, well, we're losing, we're not going to see the ice. Instead, we're going to make McDavid and Draisaitl play 30-plus minutes a fucking night, get them tired. And what happens when McDavid and Draisaitl are tired come playoffs? Anybody? Anybody? Show of hands. I'm not saying they're going to be tired. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that we do put them out because they want to be put out. They want to work more. They want to be the reason the Oilers win. Unfortunately, last night, they were a major contributor to why the Oilers lost the first period. Guys, facts don't care about your feelings. And I understand the hate for Stuart Skinner, just like you guys have facts to back up the fact that Stuart Skinner's not a number 1 guy. But don't get it twisted when I tell you some of the losses that the Oilers have had this season are not because of the goaltending. It's because our star players give the puck away way too much. I'm not upset by the loss. We win some, then some, you lose. I'm just upset by how they lost and they didn't show up in the first period on a marquee game with Sidney Crosby circled on your calendar, because this may be the last time you see Crosby as an Oiler fan. As an Oiler player, don't you want those games? When you play Washington, don't you want to step up when you play Ovechkin? Don't you want to step up when you play those marquee guys? Oilers didn't for the first period, and it cost them. Anywho's, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back live on Saturday when the Oilers are in Chicago. 5 o'clock start again. Thank you all so much for being here, enjoying. If you like it, like it. If you really want to like it. Subscribe. Tell all your friends. Share the frick out of this. It doesn't hurt you, but it definitely helps us. And I don't say me because there is no me. It's a we. It's an us. We are a family here at OilersFanReaction, and I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys for popping in my lives, commenting on my videos, liking my videos, and just saying hey. Even if you're just coming in to say, hey, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, you're wrong. Skinner is a problem, and here's X, Y, Z, Y. Or, no, you're right, Skinner's not a problem, and here's X, Y, Z as to why. Or, you're wrong, Bouchard deserves $10 million, and here's why. Because playoffs, he was the best defensive performer of all time. Because he puts up points. Because he's an offensive defenseman. And I understand that. And I get that part. But isn't he paid to play defense? Or do we not pay our defensemen to play defense anymore? I don't know. Maybe I'm the guy out to lunch. Possibly, right? Anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your Saturday till you see me again. Until then, enjoy. Also, LA, I am really sorry to hear what happened to your city. My thoughts and prayers go out to you guys. Let's hope it gets cleaned up and the damage is minimal. The loss of life is minimal. But see you guys on Saturday. Deuces.